Lay. Sir. Yeah.
Kane is in the building, nigga.
Alright, already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when it comes up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when it comes up, the show goes on. Have you ever had the feeling that you was being had? Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave, put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through they teeth, hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh, put my kicks up on they desk, unaffected by they threats. Then get busy on they ass. See, that's how that shit down made me. That's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold, don't let nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. Go and put your hands up when times is hard, you stand up. LUP the man, cause a brand that the fans trust. So even if they ban us, they'll never slow my plans up. Already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when it come up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when it come up, the show goes on. One in the air for the people ain't here. Two in the air for the father that's there. Three in the air for the kids in the ghetto. Four for the kids that don't wanna be there. None for the niggas trying to hold him back. Five in the air for the teacher not scared to tell those kids that's living in the ghetto that the niggas holding back that the world is theirs. Yeah, yeah, the world is yours. I was once that little boy, terrified of the world. Now I'm on a world tour. I will give up everything, even start a world war for these ghetto girls and boys. I'm rapping around the world for Africa to New York, Haiti then I detour.
Chad, good morning. We are live.
Tell him look at me, boy. I hope your son don't have a gun and never be a D-boy.
Chad, good morning. This week has been a mess, and I don't want to get political, but if you've got an idea and you are voting, I don't know, something has to change in South Africa. I think for 60% of the week our electricity was down, not even load shedding, substations blowing up, schedules not adhering to the schedules, but it's a mess. Good morning, Chad. Hope everyone's doing well. Suhail, Ruben, good. All right, Chad, we're going to get going here. Ruben Slashy, good morning. Esther Mace, Gian, good morning. Jex, who else did I miss? Jaden, Craig, Anna D, Ashton V, Paco, David, Neil, good morning. Gas 707, hope you guys are doing well. And we're going to get going here this morning. Some Martina Stini, that random kid. Keenan, good morning, good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Audio should be good. I hope the audio is good. We shouldn't have an issue with the audio. Audio is good. You can just tell me. John Williams, good morning. All right, Chad, we're going to kick it off with what we've got going on today. CPI coming out significantly lower than expected in the Eurozone, specifically Germany. Retail sales coming out very, very, very bad out of Britain this morning. This was 5 o'clock. Was it 5 o'clock?
It was now 9 o'clock. That's what I traded.
I was at 9 o'clock. All right. Retail sales coming out very bad. It's not even mixed. You don't even need to be a rocket scientist to see that Here's the thing, Chad. If you look at the deviations, let me just show you here quickly. I think this is what people sometimes miss. This is what causes the let me go to true range versus deviation, or wait, where's the deviation? All right, so here you can see it, a deviation of 4.3. That figure there gives you everything. If you look at the last 12 months of data, actually 2 years worth of data, you'll see that the last time we had a deviation above 5 was in January 2021. That's obviously post-COVID, so keep that in mind. Data coming out very bad. I know Keegan caught something. He traded the news, so all I'm saying is that is quite a big miss for the pound. So with that being said, we're going to get cracking here on the dollar index. Dollar index yesterday, as mentioned, still bullish. We held that 103 level. Just want to get this music back on. Give me 1 second. Should be fine now. Okay. DXY yesterday, we said it is at a key zone. We could get some type of retracement, but again, 103 key level. I'm still bullish for the day. We have yet to show any resistance. We could potentially today do something like this, and then Monday, Tuesday, even Wednesday, trade back, go and fill that gap. But again, still bullish, not anything looking bearish as of yet. 5-minute time frame, let's quickly look at what the 5 is telling us. So you can clearly see yesterday, early session, we had this push above that key level, didn't get above it, and then later on in the session, 2:30, retested, pushed up at the test on the pivot, and now early during Asia, let me just get this, Chad, give me 1 second. I just want to get this going here. I don't know what the heck is happening here. So start this from the start. All right. So during Asia, we had this retest of this 102.97 level. Key level for me this morning on the dollar is going to be this level right here. Asia highs, daily pivot, and we'll see what we do there. If we start rejecting here at the daily pivot and we start trading below that and start trading below the Asia lows, this is where I will start to think that we can start that deeper retrace, but that is just my 2 cents on this. AD is starting to crumble a little bit here, but still, it is still bullish. Friday reversal, I don't know, we'll see where we are. USD, let's quickly look at it from a daily perspective. Yesterday, as mentioned, we were bearish for that wick fill. We took out the previous daily low, we flipped bullish. This is still our range that we are working with. This is the bigger range. I really think if you look at NASDAQ, we're going to look at NASDAQ now. I think if we start getting above this 37,555 level, we're going to trade into the next range. So this is your level to monitor for the session, 37,733. That is where we could potentially reach to. So on the day, I'm going to go with potentially bullish here, Chad. I'm going with bullish, and the reason for that is we took out a low, we took that liquidity, we faked out the sellers, we've got a bullish engulfing, we technically also closed back inside of this range. You can see there, look left with me, we're back in the range. So are we going to come and test basically last year's high and the yearly high? 5-minute time frame, let's quickly look at what we've got going on the 5. All right, yesterday a little bit choppy. We initially had that sell off, we had that beautiful divergence off the S1. Look at that, price making lower lows, AD starting to create higher highs, and if you were in tune with what was happening yesterday, you could have caught these buys off the S1 as the AD was starting to flip bullish. And then also here was another continuation trade. We mentioned that if you start trading above the daily R1, you could go for the R2, and exactly that happened there. So on the day, I'm going to monitor Asia highs today, and also going to monitor the daily pivot. And then in the meantime, I think this area is where the sellers are going to start capitulating. So if the bulls want to continue higher, they are going to absolutely obliterate this level. And if the sellers want to take control, this is where they need to basically make their stand. NASDAQ, let's quickly jump down to the daily on NASDAQ yesterday, I think destroying lives, if I'm very honest. I was bearish yesterday for that wick fill. I mentioned to you guys that this is the wider range that we are trading in. This range right here, this is your range. We are now out of that range. We now again all-time highs. There's nothing to look left on. So this is price discovery, and again, once there's price discovery like this going on, people are going to start jumping at this. Please, if I can give you a tip, if there's no confirmed resistance as of yet, don't try and be a euro and sell an all-time high level, please. So key level for today, 16,971. I'm going to show you as well. Yesterday, actually to the T, we mentioned that level yesterday. We got the pullback, we got the hold on this daily R1, and price just continued higher from there late into the session. So are we going to get a deeper pullback to that level? I'm just going to say very, very key level. So if it gets there, please, you wanna be buying from there. 80 is super bullish. It's not even at this stage a question. But for continuation buys, this is a very good level, 16,974, and even your Asia low level, because that is where your 200 is going to start converging with price. So bullish. And I'm going to head over to Keeks for DXY and the indices, and let's see, Keeks, just your price stab 2 centimeters to the right and a little bit more, and we are good. You are live, brother.
Alright, Chad, so let's get into this one straight away. So again, we were bullish, we've been bullish. Nothing is changing that as of yet. Yes, we keep getting rejections over here much higher by this R1 zone and so forth. But again, if you also take note, as much as we're trying to flip bearish, all that momentum yesterday, I told you guys there was a fake out. We flipped, we are still closing higher and higher and higher. Nothing has come out that is basically not being in favor of the dollar. So for me at this point in time, it's maybe a bit slow. It's not having the momentum it should have, but the dollar strength is there. And right now, it's not something I'm going to try play against until I can get some confirmed momentum. So even when you go on the 4 hour, everything's still always pointing to the dollar. Again, once just giving us basically a little bit of a pullback. So that's all I'm going to pay attention to right now. Very, very simple. If we go down to the 15 for the day, our EQ and our pivot basically been traded off already. Asia lows, Asia highs set. So all I'm going to look for today, honestly, on the dollar is I want to see if we test Asia lows, and if that holds. Otherwise, all I'm going to look for is once we regain Asia highs, for dollar to start climbing again. So that's just all I'm looking for on dollar. NASDAQ, again, I think Chris actually hit that one on the head. Was quite a bit of a rough one yesterday. We have been bullish on NAS and indices, but for the week we basically were talking about this pullback that happened, and then yesterday NAS just completely turning around. So that was a bit of a surprise, that one. But again, we have been bullish on the indices. So for myself, guys, very, very simple. We're talking about the pivots and that here. The fact is, I don't think you're going to go bearish, all right? But I do say this pivot and EQ have a good chance of being tested. So we saw this, I think it was on Tuesday or Monday. We had dollar news come out. It was Tuesday. NAS indices, NAS and USDJPY traded up the whole day. But the minute that news came out, they started doing this. And when news came out, they wicked all the way perfectly down to that daily pivot and then turned around. So I do think there's a good chance of them being tested, that we have dollar news coming out again today. And again, it's almost looking like a copy and paste. So I am bullish. But again, honestly, I'm going to wait for news because I do believe news is going to be dollar strength. So again, that's going to push it down. So I'm not going to try getting buys now just to be taken out later in the day, unless you want to be a sculptor. But for me, yeah, I'm going to wait for that pullback with news and then the continuation to the top side. Very, very similar things going to happen with US30. If you look at US30, the complete turnaround as well. But again, holding that weekly support. So for me, very, very simple with USD. It isn't as strong, but I think as long as we can get back above the weekly pivot, start trading from there, we are going to be getting that bullish momentum seriously back from there. But again, same thing, you can see pivot EQ very far down. We've kind of traded a little bit more consolidated, but started to break away to the top side. If US30 hits the weekly pivot and rejects, I want to see if it will hold Asia highs before that continuation. Otherwise, if we start trading back down, going to be the exact same thing as NAS. I'm going to look for that spike down when news comes, then the continuation back to the top side.
Beautiful, thanks Keeks. Over to UJ, and yesterday we were bullish on the weekly, and there's that key level being tested. Just look left with me, don't even need to be a rocket scientist to know that that is a key level. And we're gonna see what we've got on the lower time frame. Still bullish on the day, however already trading through the R2 and back down into the Asia range. There's that key level 148, also converging with the moving averages. We've got the 80 still looking relatively bullish, and at this stage, all I want to see is what we are going to do at Asia highs. Something like this, maybe for a little bit of a pullback play. And just looking on the daily, this thing has extended for quite a bit. Also still very aware that if we start trading above the daily R1 and above this 50, we can really start moving to the upside. So this level right here, let me call it this entire zone, that is where I'm going to be looking at what price is doing. And if we get something like this, I'll attempt to short to trade back to the daily pivot. What is this range that we've got to work with? If it's less than 10, all right, almost 27, so we can be in and out of this real quick. Still no trades for me, Chad. It has been a mess with the electricity, not being able to trade. And if you know me, you'll never see me place a trade off my phone. That's just one of the rules I made many years ago, that I will not trade off my phone, because that is usually when you start catching on nonsense in your trading. Okay, so this was last year's high in November. We spiked above that. Now we are basically, so you could say we took out that liquidity. Still bullish long term. Again, nothing has changed for me in terms of yen weakness, but however, we can start pulling back. We can make a pullback, even if it's a 1 or 2 day correction. Still bullish though, but we're going to see what the lower time frames do. Yeah, you can clearly see again trading through R1 and R2, and we've got this little zone right here. I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to try and sell from here. I'm going to rather play it safe. If we start trading below the daily pivot and this key level right here, this is where I will strike. That's also the round number. So for shorts, this is my area that I'm going to monitor right here. Otherwise, if we trade, there's 2 ways we can play this. If we trade back into this key level zone and we basically hold the daily pivot, and you can still see Asia highs is untested since breaking back into the range, what you could see happen is something like this. You had this massive impulsive move to the downside. You could trade a little bit deeper, and then you could retrace up until NYSE open, either till here or a little bit deeper there to the daily R1, and then you could start coming back again. So 2 potential plays on GJ for us, but currently looking a little bit bearish for me. And also 80 is still bullish, but now starting to trade below the 200. So we've got our levels that we want to monitor to get into some potential positions here. EJ, you cannot make this up. Yesterday I was bullish, expecting us to reach for that level, and to the T that got tapped. So this is going to be our bigger range for the day. For the most part, you'll see us trading inside of this range, breaking yesterday's high. So this is definitely bullish for me. And looking on the 5-minute time frame, however, there's that key level got rejected, also lines up with the daily R2. moving averages down here. I'm going to say we need to monitor now, since we've taken Asia highs, we need to monitor Asia lows. What's going to happen here? If it is a type of day where the buyers, early buyers on the yen pairs are going to start taking profit, today is the day that they should be doing that. Gold. Let's quickly look at gold. All right, yesterday bearish, and I told you guys 2017, if we start rejecting that, we could come all the way down to 1978. However, we closed back inside of this range, so now what do you have? This now becomes your potential daily range, 2017 to 2046. We can even maybe get a little bit of an intermediate zone in here. I would say 2033. I think it was last week or the week before that when we bumped heads against that level. Let me just clean it up. 2030. Yeah. So we've got two zones, and we've got this little intermediate zone. So currently it's still technically bearish in the short term. You can still clearly see that on the daily we still taking out lows. We're still failing to take out the lower highs, creating a new low. So at any stage can we still come down all the way to 1978. So on the day after breaking yesterday's high, if we can hold above that, I'm going to be bullish on the day. So bullish on the day for me on gold, purely due to us breaking yesterday's high. Okay, how do we trade this today? 2017 again coming into question. We've got the daily R1. We've got our key level down here. We've got our Asia lows. So one of two things going to happen here. This for me you can use as a Asia high continuation. Nice clear break above. Very bullish. You can see very hardly any bearish candles in between. So level to monitor for a retest of at least the pre-market highs is Asia highs. 2025 also coincides with the algorithm levels of the $5 increments. So potentially wait for this setup to happen. Keegs, gonna give over to you on gold if you're ready.
Ready for it, brother.
Okay. You are live.
Alright guys, so again I said this with gold, so we're going to actually go to the daily first. I mentioned to you guys we had the 2006 zone, so this had to hold or it had to break. Very, very simple. Now what happened is, I said if this held, I don't trust the bars until we're back above 2020. So again, yesterday we got the closure above 2020, and you can see already having that retest of that perfectly. So we had the nice break, retest, and now the continuation. So I will be going bullish on gold now, so we can just correct that again. Again, that, as I said, we were just waiting for those confirmations, which we have got now. So when we go to the 30-minute as well, we can see we have this nice break of structure to the top side. So again, we just want to keep an eye on these highs over here. Again, I'm not really going to take these because they're kind of in the middle. I want to take the high highs, if that makes sense. So what we'll do here is we'll just take that over there and just put that in place, so we know what we're looking at there. Now on the 15, guys, very, very simple. We are testing the R1. So for me personally, I do think it's likely we'll see gold pull back now, maybe Asia highs. If we can hold Asia highs, very simple, just a continuation, hold the R1 and then continue from there. So I am bullish, but I think I'm either going to look going along at Asia highs or when we get back above the R1.
Beautiful shot, Keegs. Chad almost there, and GU daily. Yesterday I told you guys I am bullish. You can go and watch it. I was bullish yesterday on GU. Didn't get a setup though. There was a setup later in the day. I'll go through it now. Let me just delete that real quick. Alright, so 2 consecutive bullish daily candle closures. Also, one thing, we've actually have a little bit of an intermediate zone here that I'm going to pull in. This 127.12, that is the intermediate zone for me. Look left with me. Rejection, some support, and now potentially rejection again. However, this is the bigger range that we are trading in now. From there to there, Let me just mark this out so you can clearly see what levels I'm talking about. 127.11, 126.2. So this is your bigger range for the day. Your bullish range, if we're going to start pushing bullish, is above here, because then we can start moving our way back to 12800, and confirm support. Still bullish on the day for me up until we break yesterday's low. 5-minute time frame, let's quickly look at it. All right, GU starting to fizzle out here at the daily pivot level, so we're going to need to see what we do at this daily pivot. Moving average is starting to come down. We've got that 12700. Only way I can take buys on GU is if we start doing something like this. If we start doing something like this a little bit later, then I can look for buys. Otherwise, we're going to look for some sell continuations. This also could just be a deeper pullback, but also you've got all of these moving averages. Everything is lining up to this 12700. That's where the battle is going to happen today, and we'll see what we get at 12700. EU real quick, and we actually blitzed today. I don't know what happened, but we got through everything real quick. Yesterday I was still bearish due to the fact that we closed bullish below this 1.08845 level. Ab roller candle, this is the candle to tell you that you should not be trading this, and this thing can go either way. Still closing below that 1808, so technically still bearish. We could still technically go lower, so still gonna maintain the bearish bias for the day. However, looking at the 5 now, we can see that the 80 is starting to flip bullish. So what are we going to do? Still very range bound. I'm going to go with something like this. If we can do this, I will start looking for potential buys. However, this is a very tight range. Let me just see this range 3. Okay, scrap that idea. This is the idea we're going to go for. Take Asia lows, start trading back above here, and this level right here, that is the level that we are going to look at for potential buys above here. Otherwise, if we start trading below Asia lows, below the daily pivot, and we really start gaining some momentum, something like this, maybe I can start looking for sells here, because then it's very clear as to where price wants to go. But Chad, that is the analysis. We've got literally 2 minutes till the open. Just quickly going to check what Asia did overnight. Hang Seng closing down 0.36, relatively flat, nothing too big of a concern. Nikkei closing up 1.4%, so making up for Team Asia. So we've got a differential of a positive 1.1% overnight coming from Asia. Just looking at the way the Hang Seng closed, I think it's going to be a relatively flat day for the JSE. So you could potentially see us gapping down, or this trading all the way back down to the daily pivot. So Chadadonia, good luck for the day. Let's see if we can end off this Friday strong without any load shedding. I hope you guys have had an awesome week so far. I know Keegan has had a very positive week. Personally, for me, I'm not too phased for not taking any trades. The analysis was good, and as long as that is good and you basically executed on some of the ideas. Jex, again, Jex yesterday, I think Jex wanted to sell here, and let me just go back to the daily, and that's why it's important to wait for your confirmations. So yesterday I mentioned this level right here, that support level that got broken down, and Jakes, correct me if I'm wrong, yes, there. So Jakes said he was looking for sells off this level, and I still said check the 80 is still bullish, so we could go a lot deeper into that key level, and that's exactly what we did. We also held that R1 level a little bit later in the session after the open, and that should have been your idea that this thing is bullish. And yeah, But let's get into the session. Let's end off this week strong. Alright, Chads, markets are open and in motion. Ding, 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 ding. Round one. Fight. Who did I miss here? Did I miss anybody? Vonkel Verhalen. Goeiemorgen my vriend. Jou nog nie gesien nie. Welkom, welkom. Sean Hobbs, Sam Suzy, MKKM, Mark Pillay, Redak, good morning baby. Chadux, Edgar, good morning. Andy, Joseph, Juju, I don't think I've seen Juju here. Gian Lancer, good morning. Johan Niemann, Eister Meis. Keep eye on the earnings speech coming up now. We will. Boss Bobby, Fabio Ribeiro, Chris and Keeks, what is prelim UOM consumer sentiment coming out today at 5? I think it's the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index. The University of Michigan does a consumer sentiment index where they gauge what is the sentiment of the consumer in the US. It is a relatively big one for equities because if consumers are optimistic, that is positive for the economy. But if consumers are pessimistic, they obviously have a negative outlook for the US economy. So again, I think earlier in the week, me and Keeks talked about the labor market in the US, and we said the unemployment was at ADP that came out, where we said that we were expecting it to be lower than expected.
Yeah.
Because you can obviously see the labor market is tight, so there's signs. The market gives you signs as to what could happen potentially. I just went short on AUD. What do you think? Quick analysis. We've got some time for the 15-minute shuffle. Let's quickly look at AUD, USD. Let's quickly look at NZD, USD. We did a nice top-down analysis yesterday for one of the brothers. I just ranged above there. What time was that? Just range. AUD, you just took a short. Alright, let's do a quick top down daily. Daily is bullish for me because we took out a previous daily high. So firstly, I wouldn't sell. Secondly, we already took Asia lows. Let me just mark the Asia lows for you there. You've got a round number all the way up there. Yeah, I don't know why you would have shorted here. Your 80 is bullish. Yeah, no, could work out, but personally I don't think it is a good setup. If I'm just looking at where you're shorting from, you're shorting in the middle of nowhere. You don't even have a key level to short. If this was, for instance, a round number, maybe, but you've got your pivot down here, you've got your daily R1, you haven't taken Asia highs, you have taken Asia lows. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Good luck. Personally, for me, not a good setup. I hope that helps you, brother. Let me know how it goes. I don't want to talk you out of a position. Please follow your plan. If you've got a plan, please stick to it. Okay, GJ, beautiful. Let's see what we get here today. Could be a goodie. Maar broer, ek kyk elke dag. Jy sien net nie my comments nie. Nee man, kan nie wees nie. Ek sien al die comments. Jumak Mubarak. I don't know what that means, brother, but bless you as well. I just went short on, okay, we did that. Chris, did you see me message about the fake? Yes, guys, I didn't get hacked. Please, it's just a fake account. There's 2 underscores there, so please report if you would be so kind. And God forbid I ever find one of these hackers, because I would just love to wring their necks. Let me actually just start getting my charts open here on the right hand side. Keegs, I'm feeling a little bit of a disruptive week, but I think at the end of the week you came out relatively strong, eh?
Yeah, again, it's tough. Like, I think I'm probably actually at break even, or no, I'm still in profit. Hold on, simple way to look at this. But I think it's just been a very disruptive week. So it's nothing I'd really. I think you're just getting frustrated. And again, not even with the markets. Like, I must say, quite a lot of our analysis has actually gone to T.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact we can't execute.
We haven't been able to be on the charts because our electricity.
Yeah. So at this point in time, I'm actually just above break even still. So it's like
Flat, relatively flat.
1.2% up for the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chad, I haven't taken a single trade. Again, it's purely due to the disruption in the office, due to electricity being out for the most part, and yeah, it has been. And also, there's been setups that occurred when I wasn't at my desk or in the office, so I'm not too concerned. Again, we're only in the second week of the year. We've got the entire year ahead of us. And believe it or not, Keeks, the guys from Robbins came back. What do you think they said?
There's a problem with something.
Incoming mail.
The pictures taken with... So first I took the pictures with my iPhone 15 Pro Max. Then we took pictures with Keegan's iPhone Pro Max as well. They say it's low res. How? So I've scanned it in. It was like... So you know what I think? Because I've got a Vault Markets email and it's from a broker. So I don't know if they like trying to think we're trying to suss them out. Trying to do like maybe a hit piece on their broker. But I don't know. So I'm gonna go today to the police station quickly, get it like verified. I'm gonna give it one more shot today, and then I'm actually gonna post something on Instagram because that is absolutely. I just want to see if ATC has got a Instagram page.
Yeah, that's actually really irritating.
And then I'm gonna screenshot all the emails. I think there's a thread of 15 emails. Let me just see. Just want to see if ATC Brokers has got a... Stoned Lala. My analysis is proper, it goes in my direction all the time, but has been taking me out first before going in my correction. I've lost everything that I've made. Okay, yeah, go back to your plan. What indicator is the 80? It's the accumulation distribution. So if you go on the indicators list, it's this one right here. Accumulation distribution with moving averages. Chad, give me a second. I just want to see because I'm gonna make a big fuss about it. If I'm gonna do this last step and then I'm gonna do something on social media because that is absolutely ridiculous. I've not had a single issue with any other broker getting my KYC docs approved. Firstly, I had to send in tax stuff. I had to send in my TIN number. I had to do tax. Dude, I don't know. That's most probably why people don't really get involved in the Robbins. ATC brokers. Okay, that do have. Let me just see. 54 follows. My God, what is this? Okay, so they've got 54 followers. Beautiful. Makes sense. Okay, alrighty, Chad. Below the daily pivot, there's that round number. There's the daily pivot. We're just gonna wait for that little pullback. Maybe test Asia lows, something like this, and then we're gonna execute on this DXY. Alright, back at Asia lows, back at the moving averages, back at the daily pivot. So let's see what happens there. US 30 back at Asia highs, nothing there to clean. NASDAQ also back inside of the range. UJ, let's quickly look at what UJ is doing. 148.32. Just gonna set some alerts here. 148.32. Key level. Alright, GJ. Gonna set an alert here as well. EJ, yeah, EJ is a little bit of a mixed bag, yeah. Gold, let's check Asia highs. GU. GU. Let's see if we get that test. 2687. 2687. Alrighty. And then euro. Conan, good morning. Mindset mentor, gold shorts potentially, or is it just retracing? At this stage, I think it's retracing. Is Henko trades a good broker? No. Let's, I've made it when there are multiple fake accounts. What is the Robbins? I'm late to the party. It's a competition, yearly competition, Forex World Cup. Note to self, do not eat eggs when the yellow is stuck to one side and it kind of has some weird brown colors in it.
What?
Alright. Alright. What settings are you using for the 5 minute? What settings for what? Aister Mace, just be a little bit more specific, my brother. Can you please brief how to take entries? There any confluxes to look for entries? Samad, please check the Discord. All of our entry models are there. You can use it on any time frame. 80 settings. Let's quickly look at the settings. This is it right here. Inputs 5, 50, 200. I don't plot the 50. I only use the 200 EMA, and there you can see it there, and nothing changes there. So simple as that. Samad, please check the Discord link in the description of this video. Let me know if you can get access. If not, so you'll we're gonna actually do a little. Maybe let me just get the link on here. Give me 1 second, yeah. So Yul was like, we cannot be taking videos with a phone, and he's like, he's gonna order us a mic, and he sent me the confirmation now. Chad, can I kindly ask? We're gonna punt Sahil, yeah.
You know, I still, just because it's Sahil, I know like he's a brother. Like it's that whole, he's a true legend in the sense of like mates support mates.
But
But at the same time, I also feel he's gonna clown us and do something.
Yes.
He's gonna send us something stupid.
so Chad, please. So I'm very honest, Chad. He initially started with a paid group, and he said we influenced him to make it free, and I think they're like on a 7-trade winning streak. So
No, he's
check
actually doing well.
check the Telegram link. It's completely free. Sahil is not somebody that will send you towards and think you're going to be worse off. Let's support Sahil. I'm actually going to put out the reel as well. The mic that he's going to send us, I feel like he's going to, like Keegan said, he's a brother, but also we like to take the piss out of one another. So let's see. I don't know what he's ordered. If it's coming from Takealot, remember Takealot is like your China shop. Anything ordered from Takealot is usually subpar on quality, unless it's coming from like a distributor, like a manufacturer, Samsung, whatever. But anything else, if there's like a pair of headphones and there's no manufacturer, you better believe it's coming straight out of China. But yeah, so please, Chad, go join that group. It is giving a lot of value. No, Anchor Trade is not a good broker simply because it's not regulated. 100% Dylan, you hit it on the head. Chris, ek sien jou Afrikaans is goed. Kyk een keer my short films, dan gee jy my jou feedback, sal dit waardeer. Vonkel verhale, waar sal ek dit kry? Stuur my asseblief 'n Instagram boodskap. En ek is eintlik Afrikaans, so moenie dink ek's Engels nie. I don't know why people would think that I am English. Somebody else the other day commented that he can hear I only speak English in self-defense. My English is actually kak, so thank you, Vonkel Verhale, for giving me that little confidence boost that my English is not that bad. Chris's English is delicious. Yes, that is where I ideally want to be. Alright, Chad. Keeks, anything you're looking at specifically?
For now, I'm looking at gold, so keeping my eye on that. And GJ, honestly, GJ, GU, anything, any of the pound pairs, if I can get a nice entry on, I want to short again. So even GU, I might actually even take a short.
What is your outlook on the yen specifically today?
Yen has got strength. So
why though?
There was where was it? They had actual thing that came out.
I know you more inclined now to news. You follow. I don't follow news really anymore. But I know Keegan is our plug when it comes to fundamentals these days.
I'll find it for you now quickly. Hold on.
Keegan, the fundamental plug, not Lena the plug. Please, Chad, keep it clean. Nice pullback on the indices, yes.
Oh, the BOJ made a statement again on that they're going to be eradicating the deflationary mindset that has dodged the nation for decades. That was what.
So they're jawboning again.
Yeah. So again, I don't know if it's long term.
Yes.
But just for the day, I think they're going to have strength.
They're trying to talk down trying to talk up their currency. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So for the day, I will go bullish on yen pairs. But again, it's just like I said, GJ is a no-brainer. The pound absolutely melting. So
the data
and the thing is,
bad.
it wasn't that it came out less; it came out shockingly less.
Yeah, I showed them the deviation. It's like 4.5. So it's
so that is a big drop. So that's why I said pound. I actually put on one of the other groups for the guys. I was saying pound is chalk today. Whether it's GU, GJ, pound, Swiss, whatever you want to trade, I would say you're going to be looking for sales. Like pound is going to be selling the whole day.
Chad, if you have not yet, please drop a like and subscribe if you have not yet. We've got a lot of content coming your way. the only good thing from these last 2 weeks is the amount of content we were able to shoot. But for the most part, the rest hasn't been great. We're shooting episode 2 tomorrow of Trade to Survive. Episode 1, hopefully we can get out next week. And then episode 2 we're shooting tomorrow. And then we're going to start rolling those out. I think realistically, here's the thing. We don't have a lot of resources in terms of, not really, like we've got gear. We've got cameras. We've got everything we need. Just in terms of human resource, like myself and Keegan have been starting to edit, Javen as well. We really want to pick up the content game. Keegan did a nice creative piece yesterday. Keegan, when are you posting that?
It will be out today.
Yo, that's fire, Chad. You need to go check that out. Not really trading related, just getting a little bit creative with, let's call it creative arts in digital media. Just pushing some nice content, some nice photography as well, because that is actually Mo's speciality, is video editing and photography.
Yeah, this is why you guys are truly gonna see why we got Mo.
Yeah, he's not just a pretty face. So next week I'm in Cape Town. I'm landing Wednesday evening. I was hoping to do some type of meetup, but it's just going to be too condensed. Literally have 2 days to prop in quite a bit of work in Cape Town. But basically for the rest of the year, I will be in Cape Town once a month for 3 days. We're going to do some events there as well. So keep an eye out for that. Big one next week for me. The entire reason for the trip is to go and sit down with Justin Paulson on our podcast. So that is going to be a big one. Big one. And a little bit talk about Justin Paulson. Not just JP Markets, but who is Justin Paulson? Everybody just saw the come up of him. JP Markets, the FSCA case, all of that, but we're going to dig a little bit deeper. So let's see how that goes. And then myself and Keegan still need to... I'm actually going to be in Sandton the second week of... I think the second week of Feb. I'm shooting quite a number of podcasts at Tax Consulting SA. Also going to meet with their marketing team. They've got a massive marketing team. Going to get some insights from them. Also going to get some interviews with some brilliant minds when it comes to tax, when it comes to marketing. So that's going to be a good one. And then we still need to do top traders.
Yeah, I think we
need to do that trip together. We shoot the podcast separately.
Yeah.
But also maybe do a little bit of a vlog on that.
Yeah, I think it's lacquer because there's a lot of guys we actually need to go meet up with there. I mean, we can go do
Chris and Dwayno.
We can do Chris and Dwayno. We can do obviously our stuff there. We can do Carl. We can do Sahil. Like there's quite a bit of content we can do up there and stuff we have to go do.
Yeah, I want to definitely meet up with Sahil as well.
He's got enough cars for all of us. No need for renting cars.
No, he said he'll give us the M2 for the week. We just need to give it to him back full. And I think that's a bargain, Chad. That is definitely a bargain. Definitely a bargain. Alright guys, let's see if we can get that test on GJ here. I have to get that retest of 188. I'm not going to short here while 188 is untested, so keep that in mind. I'm going to wait for that. As soon as we get that retest and break this low again, let's see if we can get some volume into the market, so we're not going to miss out on anything. DXY now starting to break back above, so let's see where she goes. Again, daily pivot, Asia highs, moving averages, just the 80 sitting a little bit below. UJ as well, a little bit here in the range. I don't like it. We've got 148 here. Maybe I'll see what we do at this key level. GJ for me, the cleaner one. We've got the data, so there's going to be a lot of volume in this. People are going to trade it because they've got the data to work from. EJ as well, a little bit of a mixed bag. I'm going to wait for these session lows here. Asia lows 161, very clean. We can work from there. Gold 2025, that is your level. And GU as well, daily pivot. It's a little bit I don't like this jagged price action to be honest, but we're still creating lower lows, lower highs. So let's see what we do at the daily pivot. And then EU is relatively clean. Only thing is I need to wait for a retest of that daily pivot, because even though we are now trading below the 200, the 80 is starting to push to the upside. This line you can see has got a bit of a positive slope to it, so I cannot just on the first close below sell this, because you can see here we held it multiple times. This is the first break below Asia lows. We're setting a session low here, so what I want to see is I want to see that pullback back to this level, and then I want to see the rejection. If I don't get it, 100% fine. I'm not gonna try and be a euro here. I want to see that test, because again, even though we've taken we haven't even taken Asia highs. So we haven't even taken Asia highs. We are now taking Asia lows. So keep that in mind, that this thing can still flip bullish. And once we get above this key level right here, then I will look for buys. So I think we've got quite a bit of quite a number of setups that we can trade only literally 26 minutes into the session. So I know we all want to get in, get out, call it a week, but we need to wait for our confirm. So let's see. Let's not try and rush the process and get it. Right, Keek, so we're shooting tomorrow. I think we should try and do it early, and I think after the stream we're going to chat, because we have got quite a few locations we need to go to.
Yeah, no, I'm keen. Then obviously we just need to... Is Mo going to come with us? Because I remember he said he wanted to be there to shoot
No,
stuff.
of course. No, he's going to...
I was like, to be fair, that's his baby though, so...
Yeah. Given your bias for the day is bearing on GJ, will you not enter now with a wider stop loss and add to trade as it drops? No, Andy. Yeah, here's my thing. If I just enter here, what is my entry confirm? My entry confirm I'm looking for is a level to be tested and to be rejected. And after I can see clear rejection, I want to see some type of structure break, indicating that sellers are now trying to take control of the market. So for instance, in this case, there's that key level, there's that test of the round number. Now all we're waiting for is a break of structure. Because what do we have then? We've got that order flow that's now coinciding with where we want to trade this to. So if you go onto the Discord and you go under the education section, you will understand 100% what we're looking for, what equates to a good setup. I read something on Twitter yesterday that was valuable. I think it was, I can't remember who said it, Geeks, but listen to this.
Yeah.
No matter what your entry drill or your entry criteria is, if you have your bias correct for the day, you can even just use moving averages and you'll make money.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Because if you think about it, if your bias is right and you use support and resistance, you can even use a moving average, for instance, and you can still be more times right than wrong. You can have this perfect entry setup, but if you're continuously having your bias wrong on the day and you're trying to go against the order flow of the day, it is going to be a tough day for you. Okay, Chad, I'm going to set some alerts here at this break of structure here. 187.887. Could this be the first trade of the week? So get your charts ready in the meantime. It is setting up. We've got that. Seems like a little bit of a rejection. I like that. So maybe one more test, even take out that high and then come down. So I'm just going to get my charts ready so I'm not caught off guard. So on this account, all right, we go with the 5 lot. This account we go with 1.5, and this one we go with the 8.
What are you taking?
I'm gonna wait for GJ now. The break of those lows, yeah.
You're gonna take the sells.
I'm gonna try and see if we. Somebody told me many moons ago, sell low, buy high, because retail's trying to do the opposite. All right, Chatadonia, let's see. 80 is 80x. I think the blue line is the 200. No, 80 is not 80x. 80x indicates strength of a trend. 80 is accumulation distribution. And the blue line is the 200 EMA. Don't forget to leave. Dude, you wouldn't even believe it, but the doors will be open. So Hila and I are friends. We stay in the same estate. We should all meet up. 100%, my brother. We should definitely do that. Yeah, I'm most probably going to see Sahil in the second week when I'm down there. We've got something cooking as well. That's not trading, literally something cooking. It's a literal cooking thing that me and Sahil is planning.
You're gonna have your own burger.
No. We're gonna have maybe our own fat cook or.
You know, I wanted to say fat cook, but I was like, is that racist if I said that?
No, it will never be racist. I just want to see where was yesterday's. Okay. Alright, Chatadonia, I hope you guys are ready. Let's just see if it's gonna hold the line. Yeah, don't die on us. How far is this away? 16 pips. Yeah, this thing is volatile, my bro. Volatile. Talk about some volatility. Might even need to wait for a little bit of a pullback. This 5-minute candle on its own is almost 20 pips. Shoza. Let's see if we. Beautiful. If it can stay here, Chad, what I might do. Okay, let's even see if it's gonna close below. We've got 1 minute 48 left. 1 minute. I might even scale into this if it's a little bit wide, but let's see. Only thing is a 20 pip stop for the amount of volatility we've got is very, very tight.
You can do this, Chrissy. I believe in you.
Are you taking it with me? Be honest, don't lie to me.
Nah, I will take it with you. I actually do.
That's if we can close below you.
Yeah.
If we don't close below you, it's. If you don't close below, Chad, this idea is chalked. So if we hold here, unfortunately, no trade for me. Okay, we've got 50 seconds left. 15, 7. Chad, I'm going to scale in. So I'm letting you know now, if we close below, I'm going to execute half of my normal size here. And if we get a pullback back to that daily pivot, I'll add my other half there. So I just quickly want to adjust here. Alright, we've got 16 seconds left. Alright, so full lot there. Okay, beautiful. Okay, that is if we close below. No closure below. 3, 2. All right, no execution here for me, brothers.
Oh, so you like flat on it.
Yeah, no. Chad, no execution here, unfortunately. No execution for me on my broker feed as well. It's literally, it's holding that level technically, even though it closed bearish, so not going to execute on it. Let's quickly see what UJ is doing. UJ is now at that key level. Alright. Big thing is you want to trade pound with all of that news. Right, GU not giving us an entry. Euro we're gonna wait for that retest. Be patient. I'm just thinking UJ, you've got this potential set up here. UJ, you've got this potential set up. Only thing is Asia highs haven't been tested. Alright, interesting. Chad, here's my thing. We had a nice big deck of data coming out of Britain this morning. So you wanna be trading the pairs that have fundamental news that's either coming out or that has come out. So UJ, this setup could work. Even though we're bullish on the day, we spoke about that potential retrace. So my only concern is getting stuck in a trade that could be relatively range bound. What is your outlook on UJ?
Actually, hold on. I'm going to say bearish, and I didn't even realize this. So I said to the guys, we're basically going to test 148,770. And if we reject it off of that, then we're going bearish. If we want to continue to break that, and I didn't even notice it, but we tested it like perfectly, and we've had a massive rejection off of it. So
wait, let me share your screen here with the chat. Chat, sorry man, that gigs you are live. Give it to us.
Yeah, guys, so as you can see, we were talking about trading zone to zone. So we had the breaks trading. Yeah, I said straight off the bat, we trade into the next zone, and you can see how that played out. Today, literally trading up and absolutely just wicking it perfectly. And you can see just the massive rejection we've had off of this. So even if we go over here to the 50, and you guys can see that. Yeah, that was this morning. Okay, that's why I didn't even see it. But massive rejection. So for me now with UJ, I'd probably even say this R1, because Asia highs is right there. If we can trade back up to that and hold that, I'd look for the sell.
Alright, Chad, it's looking sticky, icky this morning. Let's see if Euro can do some work for us. Knee roll, you will exactly know when I enter. You will literally hear my trade execute on my terminal, and when I execute the trade, I'm literally going to put something like this. I'm going to say this is my stop, this is my TP. You're going to exactly know when I enter, where I close, how I manage the trade. So don't stress, brother. This is not one of those streams where we just talk about trading and then afterwards, when the trade plays out, I'm like, I took profit, I took a short there, closed here, hope you guys took it as well. No, that's not one of these streams. Somebody that did that very well when he live streamed was Capital Hungry. He was a beast with that. And then he would say, called out trades live. I'm like, my dude, you didn't call out shit. You commented and then you're like, oh, did you guys take it? But I said this could go bearish. And I'm like, yo, that's a call out of a trade. I don't know.
Oh, but I must say, I love Josh. Josh is tuning. So the one guy says the other day how he talks about, I told you gold was coming back for 2,000 like flat. And he's like, when did you tell me that? And he's like, no, like in December when we were at all-time highs, when it rejected, it was going to come all the way 2,000 flat. He goes, bro, he just goes, shut the fuck up. He goes, if you telling me the market's going to do something 3 months later, he's like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, that's not trading. Like, you could call something and it happens 2 years later and then be like, I told you. Like, that's not trading.
No.
If you're going to call something, it must happen like the day, 2 days later. Like, that must be it.
Chad, yeah, here's my thing. I don't want to say we missed this. I'm also not going to enter on a candle that didn't break that previous low. So we only have two options here really for the rest of the session. This thing is either going to melt and we're not going to be part of it, and I'm fine with that. The second option we've got is we get a minor retrace back to the daily pivot. We test it and we then break structure. Then we can get into it. But other than that, if this thing just flushes and we didn't get involved, no harm done, no foul. We take it, we move on. UJ as well, we're going to see what happens there. EJ again, as mentioned, it's in a little bit of a weird space. GU, I wanted to catch off the pivot. I think the only other way we can yeah, no, this is also relatively chalk there for me. And then Euro, we're gonna wait for that retest. Just patiently wait for that retest there. DXY, right, DXY making session highs, holding that daily pivot beautifully. Let's see what she does. Chris, that's so true. A lot of traders get in a space of thinking technical analysis is the be all and end all without considering combining fundamentals with technicals. Yes, it is necessary, but also don't get it twisted. I know of a lot of traders that just purely use technicals because, again, Dow theory states that all information will be discounted into the price. So whatever's happening fundamentally will be baked into price. So I think I must one day do a fundamentals boot camp for you guys. I'm not saying I'm a fundamental god, but I am somewhat of an academic child. No, I'm kidding. Keeks, when are we going to do a boot camp for the guys on fundamentals?
I think we can do that as maybe like the next target.
Yeah.
Like, I know it sounds far, but I mean, how quickly we already are. Maybe at 6K.
Okay.
That's like a mini like achievement. 6K, we can do a fundamental boot camp.
Yeah, we'll do a fundamental boot camp for you guys. No, Dylan, 100%. It's also it gives you a very good framework to work from. Like we've been saying from the start of the year, we are bearish on the yen, and it's due to the fundamental framework we've established. So 100% fundamentals are important, but I think a lot of guys get lost in the sauce with fundamentals.
Yeah.
They get completely lost in the sauce, because here's the thing. When you are starting to look at fundamentals and you want to start bringing fundamentals into your fray of tools, what is it that the market is always trying to do? The market is always trying to be that step ahead. Think of all of you retail traders that trade news, that enter before news. Why do you want to enter before news? Because you want to try and get ahead of the market. So if you're expecting price to go bullish, you don't want to wait for the confirms. You want to be in here at the point of origin. And exactly the rest of the market is also like that. They want to make sure that they buy at the best price or sell at the highest price. So any bit of data they are dissecting to try and get ahead of the curve, to be that one step ahead. They don't want to get in when the rest gets in. And exactly the same with fundamentals. You can start painting a picture, the signs are going to start showing, and you can start positioning yourself according to what's happening fundamentally. But you should always think the market is trying to get ahead. Alright. Keeks. I might short UJ here. I might short UJ here. Chatadonia. Yo. How far away is it? 10 pips. Haven't really tested there yet. What is happening here? Let's get the tunage going. 2 minutes 40 seconds to the side. EMA 80 going bearish. Let's check EJ. Euro GBP should be pumping. Chad, a little bit of a difficult spot here. I just don't like how price developed. Yeah, that's my thing. You had this. I'm trying now to play devil's advocate with my own trade. We had to push up. We basically traded straight back down again, and we are now. Yeah, fuck, Chad. Yeah, here's my thing though. This is creating some sort of consolidation. We broke above Asia highs. We broke straight back below it. We haven't tested it. This could go into a very weird range here. If this retracement, if we had some minor structure in between where price maybe consolidated, broke, but we just had this clean like whipsaw up, down, and our potential consolidation. We've had 2 rejections from this level. What's GJ doing? Alright, GJ is starting to fight back here. Yeah, no, Chad, I'm not going to execute on it. I just don't like. I'm going to feel a lot safer trading below the daily pivot. The way this has developed is not very, very clean. no. It's a valid break of structure here. It's a valid key level that's rejected. It's just not the cleanest setup for me, if I'm very honest. And I really do not want to enter subpar trades with you guys.
Yeah.
What now?
I've done everything scheduled. That post at 12 is going to be a banger.
So, you like it?
Yeah, the caption. I think the caption's perfect for it. That's going to be a banger. You know, you're proud of it when even Mo asked to be a collaborator on it.
Am I not a collaborator on it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Looks like gold's going for those highs again. Well, not highs, but just breaking above. For me, I only will consider gold if we can break that R1 and hold the R1.
So if you guys trade US market open, do you go still work on Asia highs? Always, it's always relevant. Somebody asked that last year as well. The Asia highs remains relevant. We don't go to the London range then. Fundamental bootcamp. Keeks, this is not chart related, but what's your split and supplements you take? Somebody asked you in the chat.
So I'm running a bro split at the moment. So for those that don't know, that basically just means individual muscle groups. So I've got a chest day, back day, shoulder day, hamstrings, arms, then one rest, and then my quads and glutes. I think that's everything. Yeah. And then supplements. Hold on, I have a list for you.
Supplementation. I'm just gonna go through. Okay, when you're ready.
But there's glutamine, amino, my protein, my creatine, my intra-workout, my pre-workout. My protein, I use a whey isolate. I always say this to guys, it's just more, honestly, if you're lactose intolerant, then an isolate. Otherwise, you really don't need it. So I just do that to have a lot more cleaner protein. And then the other one, I always just forget it. I'll give you the name for that one. It's actually a very underrated product, but let me just give you the name of that one. But then that's my stack of everything.
Let's quickly see some more questions here. Do the fundamental boot camp. I'm good technically. Fundamentals, I don't know. Two will continue, but market is alright. Fundamental boot camp would be dope. Some people really sleeping on the quality of your lives. Thank you guys for doing what you guys are doing. Thank you guys for tuning in. Without you guys, we would be just trading on our own, and it wouldn't be a vibe like it is. I won't take that trade. If you're doubting in your option, then stay away. 100% agree, Aster Mace.
Just to add then. So then the product I was talking about, it's your maltodextrin. That's the I use with all my stuff. And then also a shuttle GDA. And that's everything.
USDJPY 2 hours still bullish, is above 21 EMA. Yeah, Jimmy, my only thing though is let's just look at it very objectively. If you look at it, we've had basically 3 days worth of a push up. We haven't retested any of these breakout levels. If you just go back since we started this little bullish cycle, you'll see that for the most part, the maximum we advanced before a little pullback was 3 days. So just taking the most recent data into perspective, that's why I said looking at this, you could get basically the similar thing happening to what happened there. So just a copy and paste. So even though we're not trying to swing this short, you can get what's happening here, or what happened here. That there could basically just happen here. It basically almost looks very, very similar the way that the candles formed. The only thing is that took out a high. This didn't take out a high. So again, I am the biggest yen bear out there since last year already. But yeah, we're trying to play a little bit of that pullback. So nothing wrong with this setup. It's just there it goes. My only thing is it's a valid setup according to all of our rules. just in terms of how it came down. At any stage, this could have just been stuck in a range here, and it's not for me. It's not a setup that jumps out at me and I like want to take it, but it's valid. That's what I'm saying. If you have some bullets to spare, you could have taken it. Easter Mace, Chris, what is your, okay, I'm going to go back to Easter Mace now. Chris, what is your split and what subs do you take? So my, let's start with my subs. I take antidepressants in the morning. I take my vitamin B12 with that, and that's currently the only subs, and I sub that with about 4 cups of coffee a day. Hopefully getting off the antidepressants in the coming months for my anxiety. And then I do the dad split. So I get the bottles ready in the evening, do a lot of preparation, meal prep for the kids. And then in the evenings, I do the evening routine with the kids where I put them to bed. I do homework with them. So it's a relatively aggressive split. And then some evenings as well, I still need to spend time with my wife. And on the odd occasion, we'll have sex as well, because that's what married people do. So it's a relatively straightforward split. But Easter Mace, okay, I'm getting off now. Have a good day, guys. May the odds be in your favor. Appreciate it, brother. Not mentioning the test. What test? Oh, clearly on roids, Keeks. Be real. Bro, Keeks has never said he is not.
My question is, hold on. My question is clearly. So why would you say clearly? And secondly, it's not. Yeah, not that I'm leaving out lying. That wasn't the question. I'll never lie about this stuff, but be educated.
GJ's not really tanking. What is it? 15. Meal prep for the kids.
I'm 42, very experienced in trading. It's very easy to tell, bro. Well, firstly, I can tell that's actually a joke because I've actually been off for 8 months. So, no, I'm actually not on anything at the moment, like at all, because I had a lot of health stuff I had to deal with. So, your experience is clearly dog shit. Keep in mind, bro, I do this. I was a coach for a while. Got literally my studies and all that stuff I need for it. So, yeah, again, not a topic you want to do if you really actually want to be educated in something.
I want to get on some stuff just to lose some weight. Okay, but Max, to be honest, do you think what would you suggest? I'm not talking like I'm not an athlete, but what can I take off? Let's see what.
Let's see his knowledge.
Let's. I wanna start training, but I wanna purely cut.
I know 99% of the people cheat. Okay, so just also sorry, because I know I'm cutting you off.
Okay, no.
This now, Max, you're the guy that just needs a PK, and that's honest. You can come here and I'll knock your teeth out for you because you hate on people. Because I can tell you now, you're old, you're 42, and you couldn't achieve it. So the only reason people jump to that conclusion is why could other people achieve something that you couldn't? And I'm raw and I'm honest with you. I know this sounds very harsh, but again, I've bumped into so many people like this now in the gym, and it actually is irritating because that's the first thing they jump to, is that, oh, it's this, you cheated. Bro, I don't care if I'm half your age. There's not a day in my life you will ever outwork me. And that's the honest truth.
So Neil clapped some. Neil, we actually had this conversation yesterday. And I must actually find that. Wait, let me see if I can find that voice note. So I asked this to a mate that was also quite big into bodybuilding. Let me just see if I can find it. And I said, bro, what do you think about Glenn? And like the thing that stuck with me for all these years. And I apologize for the Afrikaans guys. He's like, dog, your piss is gonna stink. That's literally like he gave me all the side effects, and when he said that, he's like, nah, bro, just eat clean. Let me see if I can find that voice note. Mona, I don't know. That's my buddy that's in Germany now. Let me check here if I can find that voice note. Yes, bro. I hope it's still here. Where I asked him about clean, and
That is so funny.
and then he's like, wait. I think I found it. Wait, give me a second. Chad, give me 1 second. We're getting that pullback now on the dollar pairs. I just want to play this to you guys. I think I found it. I want to play this to you guys.
Basis to answer what foods can I take, because I also want to bulk up, but I enjoy also running and cycling. So what I was going to do is I say to people, all you need to do, very, very simple, just get yourself into a surplus. So again, that's where the supplements come in. Again, I always have to say to people, I know it's very simple, but it's supplements. That's literally the name of it, to supplement your diet. Again, that's always there just to help you get in those additional calories, because have to eat it is just a lot harder. People, they can't really help. People really battle to stretch their stomachs. So bringing in those mass amount of calories is where it issues. Now, someone like yourself, an average person, I'm going to say 2,000. If you eat a lot of junk food, obviously it's going to be higher, because your junk food's a lot higher in calories. But if you're going to start off, you just want to basically have one day, track an average day in your life, so we can get an idea of what your calorie intake is, so you can look at what your maintenance calories are. After that, you just want to basically have a little bit of a surplus. But when I mean a surplus, I'm not saying you don't want to jump an extra additional 1,000 calories, because that's when you start dirty bulking and you start actually putting on too fast, too quick, and your body fat percentage will go up at the same time. So what you want to do is just push it up by 200. When you actually feel your body starts adapting, you can see the results. Every, I'd say, second week, push it up another 200 calories, another 200 calories, and that's how you'll bulk, but do a nice clean bulk. Juicing is, no, it isn't, guys. I don't use anything, never would. I'm not about looking like a giant sausage. But yet you still turned out to be a wanker. Yeah.
I think I found it.
It's not a nerve, guys. It's more, and I think one of the guys got rid of that message. I don't see it, but yeah, as I say, it's not a nerve. It's more just uneducated people, and they can't take the fact of people doing better than them. That's the truth, and it's just people like that irritate me. That's literally all it is. Chris is on a mission to find this.
So guess what he? So I asked him again. I said, like, what should I use? he's like, so there's one mate of mine, and he's like, dog, if I have to be straight with you, he's like, just go straight GH. he's like, do it for 6 months. If you can do it for a year, he's like, it's easier. Just straight GH. I'm like, nah, dude. But I think it's on. Let me just check Instagram. Yeah, that man made me scared of clenbuterol. All right, Chad. Why don't I miss you? Okay, clenbuterol. It seems that's what Keegan told me as well. A little bit of clen. I don't know if you can take it with antidepressants because I already have a little bit of anxiety. So I must just maybe consult with my doctor. Nothing wrong with using steroids. Just don't overdo it, and also make sure to give you almost time to recover. I used to use it years ago when I worked out, and I'm healthy as fuck. Max, you can take roids as well. I still bet you would never look as good as Keeks. Alright, I can see some things going on here. What did G and Lances say? Sorry chat, I missed. Please don't just delete there. Let's just see what the Keeks from LG to Max this week has been hectic.
You know what? I don't even like get it. Like, that's the thing. Like, they can think it's upset. I'm someone. We were actually talking about this other day, I think, with Caitlin, and we were saying, like, I'm just passionate. If you're gonna come at me about something I genuinely like have a passion about or hobby or interest in, I'm gonna react on that. And not in the sense I'm saying reaction as in like upset, but just like the way I'm gonna start talking because I'm passionate about the topic. But yeah, like I must say, I don't even get bothered in that sense by these guys anymore. It's more fun because you know what, it brings that drama then to the stream. We don't even have to go looking for it anymore.
All right, Chad. We had that retest on Euro while I was looking for that voice note. We've got this hourly wick full. Engulfing again, I don't like this as a test, purely due to, you can see here we had this minor little structure break here. So this for me, no. But what I will say though is I just want to measure the range here. All right, that is doable. We can do this. This we can definitely do. If we get a break of structure here, I will get into this. Euro USD, GBP USD, still some way from the pivot. Let's see if we can get that little bit of a higher test. But at this stage, I'm going to go with Euro. I'm going to set some alerts here, 108.70. I feel that is a valid setup. And if we can get a break of structure there, I must just ask dude, I must just start working out again. But to be honest, if you're a parent, here's the thing. It's hectic. You wake up at 5 in the morning not to go train, but to get yourself ready and the kids ready for school. Then you need to get your daughter at school on time. It is the schedule is tough.
Yeah. It looks like when we're going to be shooting content, you're going to have to be going to the gym in the afternoons again.
Alright, Chad, we've got Euro as well. Okay, this is also something we can work with. This is something we can work with as well. There's Asia lows, so there's the daily pivot being broken. So let's see if we can get that retest. Even just Asia lows, so let's see if we can get something here. Alright, okay, beautiful. Yeah, I would love for this to do a nice little retest there, fail and then break here. 1 minute 45. I've got a P as well. Where can you learn fundamentals? Chris, can you show me your continuation parter, or we will not get off live until the dry spell is broken. Amen, Marvin. We will take something here. Even if we grab 3 pips of profit and we close it, we will get something here. Andrew, there's various ways to... Fundamentals is actually very easy. It's actually very easy, but the problem is a lot of people that try and act like they know what fundamentals is, don't know the true application, and let me call it the true interpretation of the various fundamental aspects, how to put it together. Because ultimately, if you think of an economy, it is an ecosystem of various parts: services, manufacturing, currency, businesses. So there's a lot of factors that you need to consider when you look at fundamentals. Fundamentals is not looking at this, seeing red numbers and saying it's going to sell. No. That's not fundamentals. If somebody ever tells you, no fundamentals or I trade, that is not fundamentals. Fundamentals is looking at retail sales data, seeing how far it has deviated, then obviously seeing there's a slowing of the economy during the most, let's call it, I wouldn't say the most busy season of the year, but December is usually when consumers spend money. It's Christmas, you go on holiday, you've got family coming over. So that is a time usually when your economy should be booming. So to go down 3.2% clearly shows there's a slowing of the economy in Britain. So even though inflation is coming up, so now the thing is, when I look at that pound data, it gives me two relative directions where things can go. It is showing me that earlier in the week we saw that CPI came out higher, but now on the other end it is showing me that the consumer is actually under pressure, because now looking at this data, it is showing me that spending was almost 5 times less than what was expected. So now you've got these two working to one another. So initially when we started off the week, we said BOE basically is now tilted towards rates for longer, or even a little bit of a rate hike maybe. So that was considered to keep rates higher for longer. But now the thing is, if I'm looking at the consumer data, now the consumer data is telling me that inflation is the lagging one year, and inflation could catch up with the consumer spending less now. So that is where you need to now make the decision. All right, we had CPI coming out quite a bit higher than expected, but now again the consumer is a little bit in trouble. So that is going to tell us now, all right, maybe that inflation print is lagging behind what the consumer is actually experiencing, and that's where you start creating that context of what you expect to happen fundamentally. Exactly the same with yen. We've been talking about the bond buying programs that the Bank of Japan have been doing. We've been talking about their rates. We've talked about the rate differential between all of the other major central banks. And that is why we said unless the BOJ starts hiking rates, you can't really have the yen strengthen against all the other major currencies, while the rate differential is like through the roof. But the other thing again as well is if you go back to the history of Japan, do yourself a favor. I think some of you guys that like history and like information, if you go back to the history of Japan and you go to the collapse of their economy, and when they started stimulating, they never took their foot off the gas. And their economy and their monetary policy is completely screwed up at this stage. They've got low inflation, they've got very low interest rates. They can't really stimulate the economy because the government is the biggest holder of bonds. It's just a mess at this stage. So the thing though is they already have low inflation. Now to start hiking rates, now you further pressure your consumer with higher interest rates. Now you're going to go into disinflation, where you don't have an inflation problem, you actually have prices going down, and you don't want to go into that state, like a disinflationary stage, because that's also not good for your economy. So they're relatively in a rock and a hard place at this stage. I don't even know how do you bring things back to normalized in Japan. Let me know if you know how to get things normalized back in Japan. I don't know. It is a little bit of a mess, to be honest.
Another place in the universe, up under different stars. That would be where the AUDUSD would come in. Equation-wise,
Max IPKD, a toppie yesterday called Max the Chameleon in a drop golf with neon lights. Was it you? Hey, man. Chad, it's all love you, man. Capital Hungry on YouTube, best beast for fundamentals. No, he's very good with fundamentals. Very, very good. I was just chatting about him when he live streamed. He didn't call our trades like we call our trades. He would just talk and then afterwards say, "Oh, did you catch it? It moved 50 pips." You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Just be you, and the right people will love you for it. 100%, Craig. Will gold reverse now, Tracy? We are bullish on gold, so I think if it holds here, it's going to go to 2032. I'll be very reluctant to short there. Chris, stop complaining, but in a few years when they get older, you will start missing these days. Trust me, have 3, 23, 19, 16, they grow. No, Steve, 100%. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it is a juggling act to try and be a good father, a good husband, a good businessman, and to still look after your own health and all of that. So honestly, I love my kids to bits. I told my wife the other day as well. For instance, my son, when I put him to sleep in the evening, it's the cutest thing. I told the guys in the office, he's got this thing about Grinch trying to steal his toys, and while I'm laying next to him, he's like, Dad, shouldn't we pack away the toys because I think the Grinch wants to steal that helicopter or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I'm here. And his birthday is coming up, and he told me he's just very concerned that the Grinch is going to try and steal his birthday because the Grinch stole Christmas. And I was like, yo, my dude, you're so small and your mind is working overtime. No, so I don't wish the time away. Like, it's just that in this modern day and age, it's very difficult to juggle a good schedule. Could I short scalp on mindset? I don't know what your trading is, my brother. I don't know what your plan is, what your honestly, for me, I wouldn't short here. I wouldn't short. I'll try and follow the order flow. So we said we want to buy from Asia highs. We didn't get that deep, but we've also seen that if you hold now this R1, very likely you can continue higher. It could be a trending day for gold to the upside. UJ, nice little drop here. All right, now it's in that zone where we talked about it. So let's see what she does here. GJ. Literally grinding. This thing was a grind down. I don't know who took it. And then we've got this. This is a very, very nice setup for me that I'm looking at. Very, very clean setup. We've got the Asia lows, round number, daily pivot. Beautiful. Let's see what we do here. Definitely some opportunity to get in short here. Again, like I mentioned, that euro, if you look at it from a line perspective, let's quickly look on a line chart. There you could see that little shift. And that's the only reason I said we need to wait for some type of break either here or here now. If we start breaking here now, we've created this little substructure support here. If we can reject here and trade below here and the 80 starts flipping bearish, we can look for shorts. Otherwise, we are going to start looking for longs above here. So that is any support for Drickus. Oh, dude, obviously Drickus is our boy.
I'm actually really excited for the
Yo.
fight. I must say, I've actually got a lot of respect for Sean though, in the sense, I don't know if you've been seeing the videos.
Yeah, he gave him. I watched all those. He actually said like he apologized.
Yeah, so he sent him that whole message where he actually messaged him, and Drickus talks about how he thought it was like a spam account.
Yeah.
And he basically said like, listen, he wants to apologize for what he said there. He's like, Drickus must tell him behind scenes, yeah, like if there's anything for him that honestly is stepping over a line, tell him he won't go there. He won't cross that line. But everything else, obviously, it's part of the sport and this and that. But yeah, just tell them if it's not, then they're fine. but otherwise he does apologize for what he said. Apparently they went over the line, and they're like, oh, that's cool. And then he even still said, like, would he mind if he came to the hotel just to like say sorry also in person?
Yeah, did you
And then
see how he
like,
greeted him? And it's like,
Yeah.
talk to. Yeah, here's the thing, as Dana always says, it's the fight game. That's what blew Conor McGregor up. The ability to sell fights. We talked about it last year. People love drama.
Yeah.
Even when we stirred a little bit of drama last year, people loved it. And again, this year we said we're not going that route. We'll rather grow slower, but we don't want to stir up controversy and this and that. Like it's taxing if I'm very honest. So there is that element of after that little brawl in the stands, after the chirps, like things get heated. People, it's like clickbait.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden there's like that polarizing effect where you've got guys that support Sean coming against Drickus, and you've got Drickus now riling up his supporters. So now all of a sudden it's like this grudge match.
So yeah, how much? Yeah, like it's like you said, it's part of it. It's part of selling it. So for me, obviously, I'm all DP the all way, but I must say I do have respect for how we handle things after that.
Vince, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. The book gets a little bit monotonous closer to the end, but it's still a good book. Grow slower. We're halfway through the first month of the year, and you're already at 5.2. We're picking up pace. No, I just mean like you can really very quickly blow up if you start stirring pots around you. Like we can, if we had to choose violence, if we had to really go,
I have already. If we had to go there, I already know who our first target's gonna be, because he puts himself in the area for us to go for him. I don't know if you saw it.
Who?
Our boy is having a massive relaunch of his signals group.
Please don't tell me.
The one who shut it down, who all of this, because
Wait,
he's a
wait,
trader,
let
he
me-
doesn't.
Yeah, let me, Chad, I don't even.
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
Ah.
they put themselves in the spotlight.
Yo. Mo Ali was the pioneer. Who's Muhammad Ali? Yes, you're right, Muhammad Ali, 100%, 100%. Bulladonia, I heard, for example, schools in other countries, China, are open throughout the year, minimum holidays, hence they might have a higher morale. What is your take of our future?
It's very dark.
South
that's
Africa.
literal.
So here's my thing, Chad. While we wait for price to develop here, let me just quickly browse before I get into this. And again, I love my country. Don't get me wrong. I love South Africa. I've had multiple opportunities to get out of the country. If you don't know, like engineering in other countries is like a very sought after profession. For instance, last year I got offered a job in New Zealand. Could have been in the top 1% of earners in New Zealand, but again, this is my country. We're gonna stick it out. But let's quickly look at it very, very objectively. I'll always say, let's not get mirrored by the image of patriotism for your country. So looking at USD ZAR, usually your currency is, let's call it the mirror of what's happening in your country. And if we look at, let's go on a monthly chart. Let's just check the monthly. So we can clearly see that the USD ZAR pair, if I just purely look at the currency, 2005, that was when the rand, for this period that I can see on my screen from 2002, that was when we hit our strongest level. And from there, you can clearly, you don't have to be a rocket scientist, you can clearly see what is the trend with the rand. If you go and look at our employment figures, you can clearly see what is happening in South Africa. If you go and look at the outflows of investment, you can see what is happening in South Africa. If you look at the grading that we've got from Moody's, S&P, and Fitch, junk. Can't get any foreign inflows really. Our risk rating is like dog shit. Like everything is just pointing negative. And again, how do you shift something like that? How do you shift a boat that is so heavy and it is so one directional? Because what is gonna happen that is just gonna change everything for the good? If you look at Eskom, if you look at the power utility, if you look at the trend of load shedding, then you have to be very, very objective and say we are in trouble. There's no way to try and get around the fact that South Africa is in big trouble. If you look at our debt, we've got a debt crisis. Government debt. I think I don't know. Don't hold me to this fact. I must just check it now, but I think by 2028, 80% of our fiscal budget will just go into interest payments, meaning that all of the tax gathered from businesses, individuals, 80% of that is purely just going to be interest that we've got on debts that we owe the international, the IMF, International Monetary Fund, the US, China, Russia. I don't know. It is not good, Chad, if I'm very honest. Hey, Caitlin rocking a little top knot there, I like it. A little top knot. A little toperino. Keegan said he hasn't had caffeine and he others, so we're gonna do that deal. You give me a coffee, I'll give you a coffee. Shot.
Yeah, please.
But anyways, Chris, have you read the book Reality Transurfing? No, brother. Okay, EJ now breaking back above the euro. Alright, Chad. Remember we said we've got that outside chance of getting back into business here. So let's see. What is DXY doing? Alright. Okay, there's that key level. Here's the thing. If DXY is going to start weakening, yen is going to start strengthening, so we'll then see the continuation of these sells on UJ, GJ, and EJ collectively. So let's just be patient, Chad. We're going to get our setups. Keeks, what's your outlook for South Africa, my brother?
You know what it is, like the thing is, I think we spoke about it a bit in that last podcast. I do love our country, I really do, but it's just the truth. Things need to change. We were actually talking about this last night with some people about the load shedding, how it's irritating, but we've become so acceptable of it. It's been around for so long. But the thing is, the problem that we have is until it changes, it's never going to be there. Because the thing is, the people that are running it, to them, they don't need to do anything because load shedding is the solution for their problem. But where like DA, for example, again, not pushing them now, but like they've said, they have the plans in place to help us build up again so that load shedding can go away. Where it's like how things are run now, it's a case of, but you see, with load shedding, what we have is okay. There's not an idea to improve, to get better. And that's the thing, it's never going to go away. And with that mindset, things are actually just going to snowball eventually and go downhill. So I really do love the country, but we need to eventually have a change, or this is going to go downhill very fast.
At what stage do you start looking to move abroad?
when I have like 2 hours of power a day.
Yeah.
And petrol is just it's to the point. I mean, petrol already is actually, it's not that bad anymore, but there was a point petrol was stupid expensive, but you don't have an option. You have to pay it. I mean, you have to get around. But when those things just start getting out of hand, I always say to people, you can't make things in life acceptable for your situation. So for example, even though you're rich, it shouldn't matter if you're paying 100 Rand per liter for petrol. Whether you can afford it or not, it's not the problem. The problem is that you're getting screwed. It's not worth it. And I think that's when I throw in the towel and I leave.
I'm gonna be very honest with you, Chad. The only thing keeping me in South Africa is my family. That is the only thing keeping me in SA.
You see Vince's comment. Thank you.
What would be your suggestion to turn around things, please? I don't want to seem political.
Or
but
David,
just-
sorry.
David, if Julia is president, I will move back to Poland.
I think that's also a top thing. If that happens, I'm gone. I sell everything and I leave tomorrow.
All right, Chad, this is going to again sound very cliche, but I've said it so many times. Strong families create strong communities. Strong communities create strong cities. Strong cities create strong countries. It needs to start at home.
You know, for me, and again, it's that whole thing. I understand there's a place for it. There is a need for it. For example, the whole taxis. There is a thing for the thing of transport for our people. I do get that. But how they can go on, so many of the accidents, all these things caused by them, that's a problem. And I always said this, I was a massive fight we had last year with the police. We had a massive fight with them, the car community, where the whole thing stance became a crime. And we sat there saying, you're worried about a guy who's maybe driving a bit slower because his car is low. Then guys that are jumping robots, speeding 24/7, all of this, but you won't take them on. And again, I think that's when that whole fight happened last year in Cape Town, where the DA took on the taxis.
Wait, sorry,
And
Stance,
it
are you
had to be
talking about
happen.
those cars where the wheels are like...
No, that's camber. Stance is just having a low car.
Oh. Okay, but I'm honest. If you camber your wheels like what I've seen,
No, as much as I'm a car person, like that's stupid.
no, it's just like dude.
But my thing was, so just again going on that topic now. So the thing where I stood with everyone was you were judging something as a crime of what a person prefers. So for example, the guy that's making that law, it's okay for you to raise your suspension on a car and have it stupid as high as you want. But the minute you lower it, it's now illegal. The car can still drive, it still goes over speed bumps, it's still but because it's lower than the average car, that's illegal. But because your preference is having a higher car, you can't make the other one a crime. Like that's not fair. But again, the stupid thing of there's just so many bigger issues which I feel that people sort out, you'll already start having a massive move in the right direction. But that's too much work for people, so they take on the easy, stupid things.
Vince, at this stage, dude, weirdly enough, believe it or not, there was a time when I wanted to go into politics, and I would have joined the junior league and all of that. And then I just told my wife, like, politics hurts my brain. Like the level of,
How's this though, eh? I don't know if I ever told you the story. So I got basically like targeted for my car last year, like start of last year. So basically there's this old toppy in the top of my street, but like everyone hates him. And he posted a photo of my car and me and everything on the neighborhood watch, saying they must watch out for this man, he's reckless, he's disturbing the peace, all of these things. And basically what happened in Lorraine was after that, every single car that's loud, that backfires, that's my car. That's my car now. That's Subaru. And there's times I'd get sent these things, and I'm like, I'm not even in PE. I'm like, I'm not even here. Or I'm literally the car's parked. The car was maybe for upgrades for 3 months. Like I don't even have the car, but it's my fault. And then eventually they had the police and the traffic department like target me, so they would realize, like, obviously I go to the gym, they realized where I worked, and they would sit outside for me. So the minute like I'd get in my car and I'd drive 5 meters, whoop, pull me over.
Really?
Pull me over, and then I'd get like, literally they tried to find me, and this is where it got interesting. This is when we took them to court and they cucked. So they wanted to fine me for having a sticker on my car. They wanted to fine me for having, it was so much stupid things. They wanted to fine me for the exhaust, but they couldn't prove that anything's been done to it. They wanted to fine me for the car being lowered, but they couldn't prove it's been lowered. They wanted to fine me for all this stuff. The one thing they could actually fine me for at the time was I didn't have a front number plate on, and I never got fined for that. I was like, yeah, to these people.
Nila, where's the yearly pivot? Sorry, brother. I look now. The yearly pivot on GU is, if you go on the weekly, your yearly pivot is down here. That's your yearly. The weekly pivot, is up there, and this is a valid setup. My only concern with GU, this is a valid break of structure. It rejected the daily pivot. My only concern is if I look on the daily, as mentioned, I'm technically bullish on the daily due to the fact that we've had this confirmed support here. Maybe not a bad setup. I don't know. It's not the cleanest for me, if I am very, very honest, Nila. Not the cleanest setups. UJ, let's look at DXY. Would need to get below here because this thing can still at any stage flip bullish. I think DXY will give up the fight once we get below there. We can then even potentially look for buys on GU here above this round number, and then EU is now at that key level. So let's see what she does here. Just patiently gonna wait here. Road Gringo market today will rip sellers. I think so, risk. That's why the thing is bull market vibes. Bull markets. There's that key level on, here's that key level now on USDT that we marked out. Nice little retest there of Asia highs, nice little pump up. NASDAQ also nice hold of Asia highs now above the daily R1. New high set on the year. We will see if we get something here. Chad, just to go back to those cars where the wheels, I honestly need to chat to some of those guys where the wheels are like this. I don't know if you've seen it. This is the front of the car. That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. It literally only drives on that little tread of the tire. On my daily time frame shows that there's a pivot in that area. Oh, the daily, that is your monthly pivot. Yeah, that is your monthly pivot, Nila. So this is the pivot that changes every month. Let's do this. Let's quickly do this. MP, not military police, not member of parliament. Monthly pivot. Let's look at it. Yo, Nila, good spot here. All right. Nila, if I'm honest, if I'm very, very honest with you, I don't like this setup. I honestly do not like this setup because we've held the S1. We're now back at the pivot. It can work. It's just, again, it's not a setup that I'm salivating over and I'm like, yo, I want a short here. No, it's Euro is basically making session highs. Euro is back inside of the Asia range. GU is outside of the Asia range, so we've got some divergence between the two. DXY also failing to hold above the daily pivot. It's now back inside the Asia range, so there's not a lot of confluences lining up for me on that setup. Do you enjoy the M340, Chris? Jaden, it's an awesome car. It is really.
I'll say, oh, you love that thing.
It is a really, really awesome car. When did I drive? I drove a rental the other day, and then I realized how spoiled you become.
Oh, what, your money?
Oh yeah, it was the Mini. It was the. I drove my car was in for service, and BMW gave me a Mini to drive. But then I realized, like, even just the 360 cameras, the reverse assist, the park assist, like all of those little features, like the hand gesture control. There's just so much that you enjoy in the car, and then also it's not the fastest car out there, but it's got decent. It's decent. You can have fun in it.
For what year model is yours?
2021.
2021, yeah.
So no, I enjoy it. But really enough, I want to get a Bucky again. I miss my Bucky I had.
Oh, Raptor.
Dude, that thing gives you 3.2 kilometers on a liter. No. As cool as a Raptor is, 3.2. I'm already sitting on like 7.8 with my car. No, 3.2 is
that's hectic.
dude, you can rather
Holy
just
crap.
get a what's the name? Get an M3. M3 is gonna give you 3.8. It's better fuel efficiency.
Holy shit.
Will it not mean that if we broke now we're retesting the pivot? Nila, the thing for me here is if you were gonna take the trade, there was your setup. You should have been in. But here's my thing: the euro diverging from the pound, and then also the dollar being back inside of the range and now making its move. I want the dollar to be at a key level as well when I execute on either GBP or euro. So again, that setup can work out perfectly, and it seems like it's working, but it's not a setup that I like. I would have loved to get that first retest off the level. If I'm honest, I would have loved to get it there. I don't know if I'm gun shy because I haven't taken a trade this week and I'm over analyzing, but
No, but to be fair, like also when we think about it, we were saying like we've only had technically 3 streams this week. So you haven't really got the screen time we normally used to. There's a lot of ones you've missed. So I think also it's like you're not on your A game right now.
no. I wouldn't know what to choose between the M340 and an F80 M3. Jaden, the technology is just so much better in the new cars. The X drive, the all-wheel drive, the infotainment. It's just a newer car. And I can promise you the M340 would, on a pull like robot to robot, would rip the F80 M3. If both of them are standard, the M340 would rip it to shreds. Quarter mile, yeah, at the end the F80s start gaining on the M340, but that X drive on BMW is insane. I think I saw it the other day. Let's quickly check here. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, they actually did a run. Oh, here's it. Yeah, here's it. Let me show you quickly. Here is right.
See, that was the thing. You just need the right takeoff. Oh, he's coming. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
That's what I mean. That the X drive and you can't compare it. The F80 will get ripped.
Okay, so that was the first run.
Let's check the
And I just
second run.
That was just quite easy. But the thing is, that car has a very temperamental launch control, and so what it did, it skipped a gear, so it went into third. So he was starting to catch me. I obviously led all the way, but the problem is, it missed a gear. So
Okay, let's see run
if
2
you do
here.
this right, I'm worried that he'll catch me.
That X drive is insane, guys.
Oh, good launch, good launch, good launch. The thing is, oh, he's launched better. He's launched better. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
Obviously, that additional kilowatt on the top
I
end.
still got it. I still got it. I told you. I told you. Oh.
Are they gonna do a
I almost
run?
ran out of track there.
Okay, let's see run 3. Okay, last run. Oh, that's a better launch. Yeah, I think he's gonna get ripped here. Yeah, there's that kilowatt coming.
Okay. While I just align the vehicles, what have we learned? We've learned that the
Yeah, here's the thing. Rolling, it's also gonna rip it to pieces due to that. I think it's an extra 60 kilowatt, the F80, eh?
Yeah.
50.
Yeah, that's gonna.
It geared down quicker. It geared down quicker, but
Yeah,
there's the legs.
yeah,
There's the legs. There's the legs. Look at that.
there will rip you.
Can't argue with that M car. Be able to give him a run for his money because he's had to work. He's had to work to. We're doing a rolling from second gear. From 50
Rolling
km
the
an
thing
hour.
should shower it.
That should definitely. Extra 60 kilowatt, definitely.
Oh, there we go. Oh.
But to think M340 is not a fully fledged M car though. That's
No,
that's
it's
the
not.
thing. It's a
You
family.
know, so think about this. I must just find out if my mate still owns it, because I know you wanted to sell it. But I think that'll be a treat for you, because you drove in your brother's M3.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show you an M3 that will put that thing to shame.
really.
So a mate of mine, I don't know if anyone here in the chat who's PE boys at the name, Jamian, he owns the fastest M3 in Africa. It's like 1,600 or 1,000 something, 1,400 horsepower. Like, I promise you, I've never driven in a car where I'm actually like, I'm scared until I climbed in the car with that thing. And he can drive, so he rips that thing to pieces. Like, it is insane. You can even ask Caitlin about it. Like, this car is stupid.
Yeah, Chad, I think the two fastest cars I've driven in was my brother's M3, the G80 X-Drive, and then that Porsche Carrera. No, that wasn't a turbo. That's just the Carrera S, eh? It's
Yeah,
not
it was
the-
a Carrera S, yeah.
It's not even.
It was one of the newer ones.
Yeah, it's a 992. That thing also pulls. And then the other day I rode with him in the Urus. The Urus is also, that thing pulls, but I think because of the size of it, you don't realize how quick the Urus really is. But that Urus pulls as well, eh? Okay, Chad, let's see.
Maybe we do that. When we have that other podcast, we'll have the M3 race the Urus.
So,
That Urus is gonna get humiliated.
nah, the thing is that Urus is just way too big.
Yeah. I must say, Jaden talking about that, the 340 I think would actually sound so good with an exhaust, because yours sounds so good on the startup.
Oh yeah,
It
but
sounds so good, and that's normal. Like, if you had an exhaust on
no,
that,
but
I think that
remember,
would sound so
remember
good.
I've got the M performance.
No man, but even
you mean-
as a
you
B,
mean
as
like
a
a
B,
fully-
as a BMW guy, M performance exhaust like cock. You like, I'm saying a proper exhaust.
yeah. So what you'll suggest that I do is just get a downpipe
Yeah.
and like a JB, is a JB4. What is that? Just like that plug and play chip.
Yeah.
Because then I'll get like an extra 65 kilowatts out of
Yeah.
it. And that downpipe as well will give it a little bit extra performance. And just give it that little bit of throatiness that like...
And then you can hear that thing crackle and pop. And then the M4, I want the F82. The new ones are nice, but I just like the F82s. And what I want to do with the car, like, the F82 is the better option. For me. Like I said, I do like the new ones, the G80s, but for now, it's the F82.
Do the drawdown rules apply to current balance or original balance only on the funded? It applies to your current balance, Redact.
I don't know. So Jaden asking now if your brother also trades. It just made me think of that story where he was holding the trade for like a week still.
No, so that's why I must actually get him on for that. So he let me tell you a funny story, Chad. So when I started trading years ago, he was also like keen to get going. Both of us were actually sitting with my brother Edgar. How's it going, brother? Both of us were sitting with what's his name? Anyways, the guy that got me into trading, and Chris was also there, and we were like three of us were in a group, and I shared my setups, and he would always jump along, and the one day, I think it was USDJPY, I'll never forget it. We took some nice trades, and I entered like more positions, got out like, dude, already took profits, whatever. I see him the next weekend. That man is sweating. He's like, dude, what's happening with USDJPY? I mean, I asked him, I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, dude, I'm 100,000 Rand in drawdown. I've had a margin call like twice now. I've put another 100k into the account, and I'm like, dude, you shouldn't even still be in the trade. What are you are you insane? And he's like, dude, that man is not eating, he's not sleeping. I get to his office the one day, he literally has like a dedicated iPad with only MT4 in his positions. He's like, no, I'm going to wait for this thing to pull back. And I think at the end of the day, it did pull back. But I think at one stage it was like 250 down. And once it pulled back, he's like, dude, I'm done with trading. I never want to experience this where I can't sleep. I'm literally driving, watching MT4. And he's like, I'm done. No, so he doesn't trade.
That was always the funniest story when you told me that. Come like a week later. What trade are you talking about?
Yes, yeah. I'm like, my dude. He's like, yo, but I thought you guys were still in it. I'm like, dude, we are out of it like
long ago.
And from then he said he's never trading again. And he never traded. But the best was in his office, gigs. That little iPad there. Literally, that man is like doing some work and then is like checking the MT4. No, that was classic. No, he's got his own brokerage, but not trading brokerage. Funeral cover with Sanlam. So the boys are bagging it. His partner's got a new G-Wagon. Other partner's got a new X5. So it seems the funeral policy market is booming. It is booming. Selling funeral policies.
It's like I told my mate, he still has the M3. So he said he'll bring it around sometime for you to see it and he'll take you for a spin in it.
Gigs, what do you think? Just a little downpipe and a chip.
Yeah. The thing is, like, something like that, it's just enjoyable.
Yeah.
You're not someone that, like, I mean, you're not taking the car to drags and stuff like that. So, and yeah, the minute you start playing on that level, it's a never-ending rabbit hole.
No, I don't want to get there. I'm alright. Chad, let's see. We've got this 148 level here. We've got Asia lows. I want to execute at least one trade for the boys. How am I going to execute? I'm going to execute on the break of these lows on UJ. Once we break that low, let's see what the hourly is doing. Hourly should be bearish, yeah. Okay. Chad, here's the game plan. There's the daily pivot. There's the round number. Here's Asia lows. If we close below here, it's very easy to manage this trade because we're creating a new low on the session. We all know what that means. Once we break there, one of two things. Only two things can happen here. We can either heavily reverse, start trading back up, or we're going to see the capitulation move and you're going to see a nice volume spike to the downside. And we will be able to go break even here at the daily S1 and potentially grab our 20 pips real quick. GJ, again, very, very messy, rangy price action there. EJ, remember we mentioned this round number as well, coinciding with the daily pivot. So we need to see what we do in this section right here. I've been holding this P in, it's not healthy, Chad. And then GU, as mentioned, the fact that that DXY is back inside of the Asia range, I didn't like the short idea. And then Euro, I was looking for potential longs above here, but now the fact that we've had multiple rejections here, I'm not going to take the continuation trade. If we do get a break above there, I would want to see a break above and a retest hold, something similar to this. I'll even take, let's say you copy and paste that and you paste it right here. I will take that because then we've got the Asia R's as our advantage point. So nice little break above, retest break off structure. So I'm just going to run quickly to the bathroom. We're going to see what we get here. And let's end off this Friday strong. I think we can get some selling volume in here. Just the fact that how high we are. Quick in and out. 30 seconds left for this 5 minute to close. Also, the new hourly is going to close in 26 seconds. It's closing bearish. So let's stay patient. Let's wait for that candle. I'll see you guys now. Keeks, what's on your screen?
I'm looking at UJ, so
Okay.
you put it on here. Yeah, guys, I'm looking at. So the thing is, DXY. What I'm gonna look at is, so DXY still, as I said, has this room to go up. That's the only thing I'm not too happy about. But when we go over to the 4 hour, we could actually have a bit of a pullback. So we could even get something like this, trade down, actually take out these lows over there, and regain that to continue upwards. So because I'm saying that, I'm looking at that UJ. Obviously, that plays into the gold bars that we're talking about, and UJ. For me, if UJ breaks, so you'll see here I've marked out. You kind of got this 4 hour lows and 4 hour support over here that we formed nicely. So you can see how that's playing out over there. Same thing over here. You can see that support and it just waterfalled. So because we've traded up, we've tested that key level at the top and rejected. What I'd like to see is now this 4 hour, it's literally time wise, this is playing out perfect. So you can see that coming down. You can see on the 1 hour we really got that momentum coming in. Let's actually just get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. On the 15, I'd even say let's go to the 30 maybe. But yeah, the 15 actually playing out nicely as well. So if we make a bit of a top wick, what I'd probably like to see is straight off the bat now, if maybe we trade up to the pivot. If we hold the pivot, the minute this goes and flips bearish and we can get a closure below, I'll enter to take the sells down. I just would love if we can, if this candle can test, give us that closure. But yeah, the minute if we can get a break below here, I will take those sells, because I think again there's a lot of room for UJ to just waterfall down. Again, that's right there by the 15. So these lows, if we can break, then that's a quick one. That's our first target. So very nice trade to also manage, because you'll have this to hold you with your stops. You'll have this to as your TP, on TP, your first target. And once that breaks, again, can waterfall all the way down. I'd probably aim for these next lows over there. So it'll be our TP1 on this type of trade. But again, I think the UJ could actually be a very, very nice one today. So yeah, I'll also have my eye on this one for now.
I also have a personal account, my brother. I also have a personal account. What did I miss? I want a GT3 RS. Yo, bro, that thing is beautiful. Downpipe and small remap. Yo, that's where it starts. I'm just gonna do a small little remap here. Keeks?
Yeah.
You're right, that's where the cuck starts. Little remap.
That's
Nothing.
stage one.
Just a little stage one. Okay, we might need to upgrade the intercooler because the boost we're running is a little bit hot for the engine. Let's just do the Venturi intakes while we're down there. Sprinkle some Venturi intakes on. Might as well just slap a bigger turbo on as well. Dude, but those Venturi intakes look nice, my dude.
Yeah.
Sure. Those Venturi intakes are beautiful. All right, Chad, let's see if we can get this break of structure. This is either going to be a very quick trade, very, very quick stop loss, or very quick TP. Let's see if we can close below here. I'm going to execute. I'm already ready. Again, we don't want to see it fizzle here. As soon as we close below here and we execute on that 5, maybe a little bit of a top wick. But ultimately we want to see this thing flush. Let me just see. Okay, let me just get my lot sizes right here. Or it can just flush without us.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Alright.
the new post is up.
Is it up?
It is
Chad,
up.
Chad, we're gonna go there now. Let's just first execute this trade. 22 seconds, Chad. How's that heart rate? This is your Captain Chris speaking. We are about to land this baby down. 20 pips, TP1, TP2. Signal has been sent. TP has been hit. It's a sell, or it's a buy. I don't know. All right, Chad, and we are in. I executed short right here. We are in it. Oh shit, and the disk space is low. I executed right here, Chad. Let's see it. Last trade of the week. Let's see if it's a dry spell. Actually executed there. 20 pips stop. Let's get in here. Alright, my heart rate's a little bit elevated. Hey, okay. 20 pip TP. Again, only one of two things going to happen here. We're going to either create a new low. We're going to see volume coming in here. Session low, daily low. We don't want to see this mess around. Let me just move my stops in place. All right. And then on this account, let's quickly do... Oh, sheesh. It's actually... Okay, wait, let me just do this. Sorry, Chad. 20 pips. Alright, there we go. Okay. And just want to pull the TPs as well. I'm not entering extra positions, guys. I'm just setting TPs here. So please don't think I'm stacking or anything when you hear the okay, why is this terminal lagging now? Why is the terminal on my one prop account lagging? Alright, Chatadonia, here we go, baby. Okay, there it's live again. 20 pips on this baby. Let's see. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see. Could this be a nice, quick and easy trade for us to end the Friday? First trade of the week. Still, it's looking beautiful, Chad. It was worth the wait, it seems. Only thing we don't want to see is we don't want to see us getting back above the 148 level. I really just want to see a capitulation move here. I want to just be out in the next 5 minutes. This 5 minute, next 5 minute, even maybe out of it. I'll monitor it as we go. How many pips are we up? Let me just count here. 6 pips. 6 pips. Let's go. Even my wife is phoning me. Give me 1 second here. Oh shit, Chad. It's still on Keegan's screen. Fuck. Oh, you did share it, Keeg. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I am in it as well, so.
Hello. Sorry, Chad, but I did say entering cells here. So what I was mentioning is if we can get nice capitulation volume here, session low, daily low, and I don't want to see this really coming back. Can it come back? It can come back to retest that round number because again, we've broken below it, then traded straight back above. Now we're trading below it, haven't really retested it, so there is the outside chance that you can see something like this. Pulling back, retesting it. Do we look for re-entries then? I don't know. I feel like we got a half decent entry here. I almost want to say I don't want to see it trading back above this level. So let's see if we can get that that capitulation volume. I want to see the sellers taking control of this market now. Really want to see the sellers stepping in now. I don't want to even give the bulls a chance to come into the fray. Let's just run it. Bring it down for the boys. Bring it down for the boys. Only thing is I can't play mute, Chad. Mute weakens the dollar, which is gonna strengthen the yen. So we actually want the dollar to start pumping here, because that's gonna... I know we don't actually want that. What cuck am I talking? Weaker dollar is positive for yen. Okay, Chad, let's see. Ooh, I don't like how this 5 closed. I really don't like how that 5 closed. I really don't like how that 5 closed. But let's see, Chad, we're in this trade at this stage. You know what I'm going to do, Chad? Just purely due to the fact that DXY is now at a key level right here. I'm going to actually move my stops to just above this previous 5-minute high. I'll look for re-entries, literally 2 pip stop there. If it starts breaking above that 5, we can see a deeper retrace. So I'm literally going to have a 2 pip stop. And if it starts breaking that 5-minute high, then I'll look for re-entries. I don't want it to come back above breaking that. So basically 2 pip stop, and if it comes back, I'll look for re-entries. 2 pips above that previous basically, so it's a little bit more than a 2 pip stop. Let me just quickly measure it for you guys. Alright, so there's my stop. It's technically 2.7 pips. Again, we're at a session low. You don't want this to come back. You want this to flush down. I'm fine if it creates a little 5-minute support like this, but I do not want it to come back inside of this range. I do not want that. I want to just see straight flush. My risk is 2.7 pips. Again, you guys know session lows, session highs. That is the game plan. If it starts struggling below below a session low, very likely you're going to see a deeper retrace. I want to see this now start capitulating. So let's see. Stops have been reduced to 2.7 pips. Just want to make sure even my stops are correct. Yeah, nice. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, let's see. We only need 20 pips. Can the market produce 20 pips for us here today? Play mute, trust me. Hey, no. We're gonna pump mute if we can hit a TP here. Lovely candle, you see Bulladonia. She might sweep yesterday's lows. Let's see where's yesterday's lows. Yes, definitely. That would be lovely. I think there's going to be a major influx of volume once we spike those lows. I'm not saying I'm over careful. I'm just trying to really be aware of where we're trading at. And again, I'm expecting volume to come in. If the volume does not come in, we still have the opportunity to wait for the pullback, for the retest on 148 and then take it. Because then technically if we take that break, it should just flush because the level was tested. It's trading below the daily pivot. So
sorry, Chris, but also, so what I told to the guys, what I really like about the trade is you've got a lot of room to manage this trade. So my stop was, you have Asia lows, you then had the daily pivot. So my stop was originally above that. But then where it is going now, this is what I said to them I really like, is you actually on a 4-hour low, 4-hour support. So I'm going to expect to have a bit of a pullback from there. We haven't exactly tested it. We're like a pip off of it. But when we start testing that, if we break that, then I think this thing's gone. Then it's waterfalling.
Yeah, so I've reduced my stops, as I've mentioned. Like you said, you've got the opportunity to manage the trade very well, yeah. But also my thing is, I'm expecting if this trade is going to work out, it shouldn't come back.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And if it comes back to 148, I can look for another entry there, even maybe a little bit of a better entry. So I'm willing to risk 2.7 pips on it. I'm willing to give it a go here. If it starts breaking these lows, let's see what the 15 is going to look like here.
The 15 is looking very nice.
Yes, so that's a very, very nice 15 minute. We've got range easily to down here. So that is why I want to just make sure that we, again, like we said, this year we wanna up our game. And my thing is, last year even our trade management and risk management was phenomenal, but how do we even improve on that this year? And the thing is always, when you enter the trade, if it's close to a level, you know there could be a potential retest. Why risk okay, let me put it this way. Why sit in a trade that took a session low, that failed to create a nice move to the downside, with that potential that this could be a liquidity sweep for price to pull all the way back up to Asia highs? So that's what I'm saying. Asia highs still untested. So this thing can easily, if the sellers aren't going to take control here, can easily trade all the way back up here to that level. So that is why it's a case of, we know this is where volume should come in. We're going to take our shot. We're going to see if the volume plays in our favor. And again, we've seen from our own data, from our own stats, the trades that work out are the trades that move. It's not the trades that capitulate and range. It's the trades you enter with little to no drawdown and they just go for it. They just run. Okay, we're basically halfway to target, chat, so I'm going to go break even on this trade, making this a risk-free trade. And so no risk on this, so no stress, stress-free trade. You'll see that Keegan's title for his stream is Risk on Friday. And what I mean by that is that equities could have a strong run. So we're halfway to the target. Why risk being 50% to your target now, risk going into drawdown? So this is a risk-free trade, and let's see where she goes. I'm not gonna lie, my heart rate kicks was like a little bit, my anxiety was a little bit like, because I collectively have almost 15 lots on this trade.
There, so now we're testing this 4-hour lows, so let's see what happens.
Only cuck is DXY is holding that key level, but if we can get through that key level, GJ, look at GJ die. No, I'm not even gonna be a pessimist and say we might have chose the wrong pair. UJ will do work for the boys. 4-hour low. Alright, chat, 15-minute breaking its own low and now starting to flip bullish. Let's look left here. This is a little bit of a weird spot that we're in. There's also, yeah, it's either going to be a break even or a TP. But I think we've managed the trade well. If I hit break even on this, I wouldn't even be upset. I think we've almost waited 2.5 hours to execute on this trade. I think we considered all variables that we've had in play. I think we've done well. Are you break even yet, Keeks? Not.
Yeah, I'm just gonna break even purely because of the reason, like I said, that 4 hour. And I'm actually gonna be walking away from my phone like shortly after we're done here. Then we got the podcast, so I'm just going break even. If it runs, it runs.
Yeah, there's that 4 hour level that. Okay, we must actually play mute. Wait, Chad. Chad. I had it wrong. Weaker dollar is gonna support the yen. So let's see if mute can produce something here for us. Alright, Chad. Let's bring this home. It's Friday, baby. I know you guys are anxious. Chris, do we move stops to break even? Do I buy ya? No, you don't buy ya. We want to see this thing go down. We want to see DXY break this key level. We want to see 20 pips on our dashboard. We want to call it a week. First trade of the week for me. A little bit of a heart palpitation, but I think there's that 4 hour key level. Let's see if mute can attack that key level for us now. And Chad, good vibes only. Let's stay positive. Let's see if the UJ sellers can come in here. Oh, mute. Come on, baby. We just need to see these 4 hour lows go. That's it. We need to see these babies go. Risk-free, no better feeling, but now you've got that anxious feeling like, I'm risk-free. The thing was 10 pips up. Why don't I take profit? No, that's not the thing. It's risk-free. There's zero risk to you in the market. You're participating, and you got to accept the fact only one of two things can happen now. It can hit your break even, or it can hit TP. That's the only two things that can happen, and be comfortable with that. Don't get anxious. Don't feel I woulda, coulda, shoulda. You followed your plan. If it was your plan to go break even, great. It was my plan. And we've got a couple of minutes, and then we're going to get going here. Let's get that last bit of flush down those 4 hour lows. Get this thing down the hatches. Let's make it a good Friday, baby. Risk-free Friday. Let's go. All right, Chad. Here's the thing, DXY coming back. I think we are basically a few pipettes away from a break even. Break even in. As we speak, break even has been collected. All right, Chatadonia, that is a session. Just going to do a little quick top down for you guys before we head off. We've got Edgar in the building podcast at exactly an hour and 5 minutes. Here's the thing, there's that 4-hour level. I don't think you could have managed it any better. As mentioned, we can start pulling back for the rest of the session, or this could be that retest. You can get that break. There's no, I wouldn't have done anything different on this trade, if I'm very honest with you. A plus setup, A plus management. Again, session lows, we want to see that push. We wanted to see something similar to what happened here. You see this little leg drive it did here. That's what I was expecting. So again, if you're still in it, good luck. I'm not going to risk that, because purely due to the fact that DXY is also holding that key level. So at any stage, DXY can turn bullish. US30, we talked about it. This is your zone that you want to be monitoring for the session a little bit later. Asia has already tested. You want to see this getting above 37,552. NASDAQ already at the daily R1. We said we are bullish on the day. I don't know why this is still showing bearish. The daily clearly showing that this thing wants to go bullish. So UJ, let's quickly look at it from a daily perspective. Could be a little bit choppy. Again, remember we said look back at what we had previously here. Could retrace a good couple of pips, but could be very bumpy as well. So at no stage do I think that we cannot go bullish again. We can very well get back above that key level a little bit later with that news, and therefore you can clearly see this bearish order flow. Once this flips to bullish order flow and you start getting above this key level, you can see this go all the way to some new highs on the week. Yen, we waited for that break there. We didn't get it. That was literally on the level. Wasn't a clean break for me. That produced a nice couple of pips. Let me just measure that. That was nice. That could have been a TP. However, we didn't get our entry criteria. And in similar here with yen, we didn't get that retest on the round number and a clean entry there. Gold, Asia Highs, that was the level to monitor. GU, the level to monitor was here earlier in the session, but now we've gone into a range. And then Euro, currently a mess. Very, very messy price action. We wanted earlier the retest of the pivot, then the break. Didn't get that. So, Chad, that is a session. Here's the thing about a break even. It feels terrible because it's that woulda, coulda, shoulda. Please don't get into that mindset where you want to now start taking 10 pips when it's halfway to your target. This is trading. This is what you need to accept. There's going to be days where you enter a trade and it smashes through your TP. You only take 20 pips and it runs another 100. But again, we're taking the low-hanging fruit. We're managing our risk. We're managing our trades. And this is my one and only trade so far this week. I'm going to see what the session brings on later. And maybe I'll get a trade a little bit later. But Keeks, really appreciate it. Going to see you on deck.
Here, brother.
4 o'clock, Keegan on deck. I'm still going to be, still want to get a trade in. And Chad, really want to thank you guys for joining a podcast in an hour. We will see you guys there. If you have not yet, please leave a like, subscribe, and we will see you guys on the pod. Peace and love.
tease when the party's sober. Give me something good and let our thoughts be over. I'm in need of something strong to feel a sense as far away.